Yeah, good afternoon. It's me again. I was listening to LBC today and they're talking about Grenfell and privatisation and how it works and how it's affected the cladding on people's buildings. And I've been saying for a very long time that we need more council houses built that are state owned. And everybody's anti-state owned and everybody's anti, nationalised run businesses and this, that and the other, because we've been brainwashed. We've literally been brainwashed that it doesn't work, and it does work. It works everywhere else in the world. You look at state-owned companies in the world. The bus services in London alone, nearly all of them are run by state-owned companies from another country. RATP, French national state-owned company, runs London United, London Sovereign. Deutsche Bahn, German state-owned company, runs Arriva buses, Arriva trains. Comfort Delgado or Metroline, Singapore-based state-owned company. Tower Transit, Australian state-owned company. These are all bus companies in London. There's more of them. I'm not going to go into all of them. And most of them have got train services they're running. You've got housing associations building properties, cutting corners because regulations have been lifted to make it easier and to encourage them to build more, because there was obviously stringent regulations which they had to meet, and it wasn't as appealing. So the council wanted to sell the land off, the government wanted more properties built, they didn't want it state owned, in other words council properties, because it wasn't going to make them lots and lots of money in shares and other things. So how can we get the housing associations to build loads and loads of properties and get them really into it, where they're going to make billions of pounds of profit? We'll lift the regulations, let them do what they want, and then you got cladding, and loads of people are now stuck in properties that they can't sell with cladding on. And the companies that built it are saying, we're not going to replace it, it's not our responsibility. The government is saying, well, it is your responsibility. And it's all going backwards and forwards. Government don't want to pay for it. The private company doesn't want to pay for it because it will impact on their profits and their shares prices and this, that and the other. So Joe Bloggs, the average person, is stuck in a property that is A, extremely dangerous. They could be burnt alive. B, they can't sell. That's privatisation, people. If they'd been state-owned council properties, this problem would be rectified, but they're not. So my argument is, the housing association doesn't want to fix it, even though it's their responsibility, because you own the lease, but the housing association owns the property, essentially. You can't sell the lease, because the housing association's arguing with the builder's arguing with the housing association, the government's trying to say, nothing to do with us, right? If it was council property, surely you could do a similar thing where you could have a council building and you could lease out, I could own the lease on that property, but because it was council owned, because it's state owned, the government would have a responsibility, no question asked, to come in and fix the cladding. But it's not council property, it's housing association, therefore it's the private sector, different ballgame. Government can wash its hands with it, nothing to do with us, and it will go backwards and forwards for years and years and years until there's another Grenfell. And even then there's no guarantee it won't be fixed and won't be sorted and won't be rectified. Lots of people lost their lives at Grenfell, and we've still got no resolution to the cladding situation because it's in the private sector. What we need in this country, without doubt, is a massive, and I mean a massive, bit like Jeremy Corbyn was saying, he was bang on the money, a massive council house building scheme, okay? And for all you people out there that own properties that are thinking, well, hang on a minute, if they build 4 million houses, council, and they sell 2 million of them off, and then build another 2 million on top of that, and then, you know, work like that. So you build 4, sell 2 million off, build another 2, sell 2 million off, build another 2, sell. If you work like that, it will make money for the state. It will give people the opportunity to buy houses at a reasonable price, because you can do the discount thing, and it will keep fresh stock coming in for people that can't afford to buy. Because no matter what, there is going to be a percentage of people in this country, for whatever reason, you know, disability, there could be countless reasons, they're not going to be able to buy. And right now, a lot of them are in temporary accommodation. I know a woman, she's stuck in a bed set, she's been there for over a year. Kids have got issues, you know, with this situation, anxiety issues, depression, all the rest of it. In fact, bless her, one of her kids is self-harming. She's getting nothing from the council. Council are not going to solve the problem. They're just like, we're trying to, fobbing her off to social services fobbing her off to the council, because there's no housing. So for all you people that do own properties, it's very nice, but think about the people that don't. And you know, you've got kids. What's to say your kid might not be able to buy, or their kids might not be able to buy? You know, we've got to stop thinking about what's, you know, I'm all right, sod the others. We've got to start thinking about, you know, the future of what we're leaving, the legacy of what we're leaving to our children and our grandchildren, and we're not thinking about that. All we're thinking about is what's best for us. We've become a selfish nation. What we need to do is vote in Labour and push them to build council houses. Thank you, people.